Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 on the video series Significant Figures. In our previous video, we covered how significant figures are identified. In this video, we will take on practice problems or examples that we will solve together. Let's begin. Just to recap, the rules are the same. We have the first 4 rules. I already went through this in my previous video. Feel free to pause and try to identify how many sig figs each example has. Let's begin. In example number 1, we have the 9. We know that's significant because it falls under rule number 1. All non-zero digits are always significant. We have 2 trailing zeros here, and rule number 4 says trailing zeros are never significant except when a decimal is present. Example number 1 does not have any decimals. Therefore, these 2 trailing zeros are not significant, and all we have to consider is the number 9. So example number 1 has one significant figure. Example number 2, we have 0.009. We know that these are the leading zeros. And rule number 3 says leading zeros are never significant. Therefore, these zeros are not significant, and all we look at is the 9, and this also has one sig fig. Example number 3, we have the 9, which we know is significant, as well as the 8. We have 2 trailing zeros, no decimal, so this has 2 significant figures. Example number 4, we have 0.0098. We have leading zeros, and we know from rule number 3, leading zeros are never significant. So we just take into consideration 9 and 8, and that gives us 2 sig figs. Example number 5, we have the 9, which we know is significant. The 0, which this 0 is in between 8 and 9, and rule number 2 says zeros in between non-zero digits are significant. Therefore, this 0 in between the 9 and 8 is significant. And we also have one more 0 here, but this falls under the category of trailing zeros, and trailing zeros are never significant. So in this example, we know that the 9 is significant, the 0, and this 8. But this trailing 0 is not significant. Therefore, this example has 3 sig figs. Example number 6, we have the number 9,800. We know that the 9 is significant, so is the 8. We have two trailing zeros, and we also have a decimal. Rule number 4 states trailing zeros are never significant except when a decimal is present. Here, on example number 6, we have a decimal and we have 2 trailing zeros. And because of rule number 4, this means that the trailing zeros are significant. And we already know that the 9 and 8 are also significant. Therefore, example number 6 has 4 sig figs. example number 7, we have 0 decimal 009800. Here we have 3 leading zeros and 2 trailing zeros. We know that the 9 and 8 are significant, and we know that leading zeros are never significant. Trailing zeros in this case are significant because of the decimal place right there. So in this example, we have the 9, the 8, and these 2 zeros trailing, which gives us a total of 4 sig figs. All right, now on to the good stuff. We have numbers in scientific notation. And if you can remember from our previous video, the trick to solving these is to ignore everything after the multiplication sign. We don't care about the 10 to the whatever power. We don't care about that. We just focus on the numbers in front of the multiplication sign. In this case, we have 760. And we applied the same 4 rules that we applied on examples 1 through 7. We know that 7 is significant, 6 is significant, 0 is a trailing 0, and there is no decimal. Therefore, it's not significant. So in this example, we only have 2 sig figs. Example number 9, we have another scientific notation number. We apply the trick. We ignore everything after the multiplication sign, and we focus solely on the numbers in front of the multiplication sign. And here we have 0.60. We know that leading zeros are not significant. We have 1 trailing 0, and we also have a decimal, which means that this 0 is significant because a decimal is present. So in this case, we also have 2 sig figs. And last but not least, we have example number 10. We ignore the 10 to the power. We focus on the numbers in front of the multiplication sign. And here we have the 7. We know it's significant. We have a 0 in between 2 non-zero digits. That's significant. And we have a trailing 0. And a decimal is present. Therefore, all of these zeros are significant. So in this example, we have 4 significant figures. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.